In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to adjust your textures and increase the saturation so that we can use these later on for Illustrator. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to select a specific area that I'd like to use. So over here there's the toolbar, and I'm going to select this cropping tool right here. So then I'm going to choose to do these blue sections here. And you might use this for waves or for suggesting the weather. So I'm happy with the selection I've made, and I'm going to press tick. All right, then I can go over to this right side here, and there is a little tab that says adjustments. I'm going to click this one here that says hue saturation, and this will allow me to increase the color saturation as well as changing the hue. So I'm going to make this a bit darker in the blues, making it like a deep blue, and then I'm going to increase the saturation as well. I'm really tweaking this slightly as well, and I might actually decrease the lightness so that we can see a lot of the values. Alright, so I'm happy with that at the moment. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use, over here in the toolbar again on the left, I'm going to use the magic lasso tool. If I right click on it, it will show me different types of lasso tools. I'm going to use the magnetic one. So I've clicked on that, and now I can draw around using any shapes. So first we're going to click on a point that we'd like to start with. So I'm going to click here, and then I'm just going to drag my cursor around. I don't need to click anywhere, I'm just dragging my cursor around. So I'm making sure I get all these different values of blue because they're really nice as well, and we want to get most of them. So now that I'm happy, I'm going to go back to my anchor point and click that. Now you can see I've got a beautiful organic shape. What I want to do as well, looking down here on the right, there are two different layers here. One is layer 1, and then one is layer hue saturation. I'm going to right click on hue saturation, left click, and then I'm going to hold shift and I'm going to left click on layer 1, and now they're both selected. So I'm going to right click and merge the layers. Okay, now that I've done that, we can still see that this has been selected. What I want to do is I actually want to select everything except this shape. So I want to select all the border areas that I don't want. So what we can do is we can go up to the top here, go to the word select, and select inverse. So that means now you can see there's ants around the border, which means it's selected everything except the shape that I drew. So now I'm going to press delete, and now we have this shape that I wanted. Okay, I'm just going to use my move tool here and move it more into the center. So I'm happy with that. What you can do now is you need to save this as a file. So I'm going to go to File, Save As, and save it on my computer. I need to create a folder within my documents called Textures. So here I've created a folder, and I need to save it as a TIFF. So here, a default setting, when you go into your Save As, it will ask you to save it as a Photoshop. So it'll come up as a PSD file. You need to press Save As File Type and change it to TIFF. TIFF will allow your transparency in the background. So if I press Save, yes, I would like to do that. Yep. And we need to check these settings as well. So here I've ticked Save Transparency. So it shows this as well. It shows you different zips or a JPEG file. We actually need to tick Save Transparency, and we want to press yes. The transparency means that these checkered boxes here actually are not filled in. So we're just saving this as a shape by itself. So you want to tick Save Transparency and then press OK. Alright, so now that we've saved, this is my first texture, I want to go back and create more textures and save them as individual files. So I might have 20 different textures that I will then use for my Illustrator card designs. Please watch the next videos for how to use the pen tool and how to actually use the clipping mask as well.